Woodstock 1969 was a festival just a couple days ago that went on for about 3 days of just peace and music. It was held in a 600-acre farm in Bethel, New York, where over 400,000 people came to see artists like Richie Havens, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Allo, Guthrie, Santana, Grateful Dead, Janis Joplin, Joe Cocker, and Jimi Hendrix. The amount of traffic at Bethel was so unbelievable that people would get out of their cars and talk to complete strangers while waiting for the traffic to move up. This amount of traffic brought an influx of cash flow for all their smaller businesses as well as their larger businesses. Bethel is a small town, and this amount of attention is extremely rare. Day 1 introduced Richie Havens, Sweetwater, Bert Sommer, Tim Hardin, Ravi Shankar, Melanie, Arlo Guthrie, Joe Baines. As the festival grounds filled, the artists began to start the musical revolution. The organizers of the event realized they were dealing with something big, and quickly after this realization, the festival had opened for free enjoyment to anyone that came. The festival spread into the forest, where vendors were starting to crop up. Day 2, the artists that performed were Quill, Joe McDonald, Country Joe McDonald, John B. Sebastian, Keith Hartley Band, Santana, Incredible String Band, Canned Heat, Grateful Dead, Leslie West and the Mountain, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Janis Joplin, Sly and the Family Stone, Sly and the Family Stone, The Who, and Jefferson Airplane. All as these musicians played, the people became adventurous and started to venture out into the woods to find vendors in a large community called the Hog Farm, where they would find Wavy Gravy offering support such as Freak Out tents and the Please Force, which was Woodstock's hired security for the festival. The traffic was still rough. They had to send out helicopters to airlift artists and festival goers in the festival The festival organizers and the Hog Farm community began to worry because food and supplies were running out quickly. Day 3 musicians included Joe Cocker, Country Joe, and the Fish. 10 years after, Johnny Winter, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Crosby, Still, Nash, and Young. The Hog Farm had set up freak-out tents because people were doing a lot of drugs and couldn't handle what they were taking. Sadly, they had one death due to overdose. The president at one point threatened to shut down the entire festival but instead sent medical supplies and support to help the people at the festival. The rain never put a damper on the attitude or experience of the people. In fact, it seemed to liven the atmosphere. Liven the atmosphere of the festival. After the rain, they basically set up a mud slip and slide. They ran out of food, and people of Bethel came to their rescue, providing the food from their own cabinets, setting up cafeteria tents to help the people because they didn't want them to starve. Day 4, Paul Butterfield Blues Band, Sha Na Na, and last but not least, Jimi Hendrix helped wake up and get the festival goers out, leaving behind the most memorable mess to clean up after. A lasting impression, a movement of peace and expression that will not be topped for generations to come. What was it like seeing this type of traffic in your town?
It was very overwhelming at first, but after a while I realized how peaceful these kids were, and I was very happy with what I saw.
How does this make you feel?
Makes me feel very good about the future. With this generation of kids, I'm glad to see that this many kids can get along and have a good time together without causing any trouble.
Would you ever like to see something like this again?
I would love to, just not in my town.
What made you feel like you needed to donate the food for the festival goers?
Because there was a bunch of kids up there, they didn't have any food, it was hot, they needed food to eat, they couldn't get out, so we decided to make it and bring it to them.
Were you afraid it would end up bad?
I was afraid it would end up bad if they didn't get food.
What do you think of this kind of music in general?
It's not my cup of tea, but some of it's pretty cool.
Well, there you have it, folks. Even the people of Bethel didn't regret this momentous occasion. This festival will most likely go down in history.